record, and then I'll give you the notification, and then we can go ahead and get started.
Right.
All right, so this is gonna be a presentation where you can just go ahead and ask us any questions you have regarding orientation. So let me go ahead and get this started. But so both on this call is myself. I go by Eddie. I'm one of the student coordinators for orientation. I've been working for orientation for about 4 years now. My major is history. I have a pre-credential option, which means I want to go into the teaching field, and my minor's in business administration. And I am a 4th year here at Chico State. Make sure you take your mic down. Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Better. All right. Hi, Alex. I'm Viviana. I'm a 5th year. I'm majoring in nutrition and food science with the option in general dietetics, and then I'm minoring in Spanish. And then just a fun fact about me, I'm from Colusa, California. You probably don't know where that is. It's like 45 minutes away from Chico. It's a really small town. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but this is my 3rd summer with orientation, and I'm one of the student coordinators. So just a little bit about orientation. So we actually serve not just incoming students, but we also have programs for a specific program for 1st-year students, and then we have a specific program for transfer students and their guests. So we also have like a parents and guests program that is going to be hosted during the 1st year and transfer student orientation. And then we are hoping to have in-person orientation this summer, and we are also planning to have a virtual component to that as well.
And then another thing as well, so we're hoping to have in-person sessions this year, but also virtual sessions for students that can't always travel to Chico. And then we're gonna another thing we do is we also have sessions for parents and guests that speak Spanish. So the whole information session will be primarily for those parents and guests that only speak Spanish. And so another thing that we provide for students is most people, when they think about orientation, they just think about like a campus tour. I've heard the joke multiple times where as an orientation leader, they say, oh, you're just getting paid to walk backwards. When in reality, we do more than campus tours. So we're a resource to students. We connect them to the faculty advisor. We allow them to make those connections with campus resources. If a student's coming up and they're worried about financial aid, we make sure to direct them to the appropriate offices. And so we also provide academic advising. So during our orientation sessions, we actually help with GE planning and GE advising. So most of the time, like if they're an engineering major, they have set classes they have to take, so those are kind of easy. But for more specifically, like a major like history, we kind of just advise them on what classes they should take, and then when they go meet with the major advisor, they do a very good job of specifying what classes they have to take. And so we actually have a section within the program where we help students register for courses. So we walk them through what the G requirements are, how to register for classes, and then we actually help them register for classes. So by the end of the day at orientation, they actually have their classes for when they move here to Chico State, they have those solidified. So we also give students information, as I mentioned before, about different activities and resources on campus. And as I mentioned before, it's also here on the slideshow. We provide sessions for parents and guests in Spanish. And we also just provide that friendly Chico environment.
Some of the perks of being an orientation leader is that you get to take a 3-unit class in the spring semester. It's University 389, and that's where most of the training for becoming a peer advisor is going to happen. So you're going to learn about like the different graduation requirements. We're going to have like scenarios where you get to practice like what students are going to ask you or what parents are going to ask you. And it's also an opportunity for you to like build connections with your team members. So we have a lot of team bonding. So that's mostly why we require for you to take that class, is to learn the information and also to bond with your fellow coworkers. And we also have 3 workshops and a variety of training. So after you take the spring course, the University 389 course, we have workshops within, like during your while you're taking the course, and then after you've taken the course in the summer, and those workshops consist of communication, team bonding, and diversity. And then also it improves professional skills. So an example I can give you is I was very bad at public speaking. I didn't like to public speak. I was very nervous to do it. And now I'm so used to it. I do it every single day. And that's something that has really helped me a lot. And then Eddie, do you want to talk about the retreat?
So hoping we have in-person approval. We're actually historically we do a retreat. So this retreat is typically a camping retreat. And so after the class, about a week and a half after finals, we give you a break, let you rest, and then we bring you back for some final training. And so that final training is when you start to get paid for the work that you'll be doing. It just kind of refresher course. If we run through everything that we did throughout the summer, we kind of polish up any further questions. We get a little bit more in detail about certain scenarios and certain things that we're going to do during the summer. We go more in depth in tour training if we were to have in-person sessions. And we actually, so we do about 2 weeks of that final training, and then about the last 3 days of our final training, we go on a retreat. And that's meant to further boost team morale and team building. And typically, as I mentioned before, it's a camping trip, hoping in-person approval throughout this whole pandemic. But we would go through a retreat and just help boost team morale. And we work from Monday through Thursday, and then we have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. I'm hoping in-person approval. As mentioned before, free lunches are going to be provided. That may be subject to change, but historically we've done free food for the guests and the staff, and we also provide you with like polos and other attire we ask for you to wear during the summer. Is there any questions so far that you have about orientation?
Yes.
Oh, you're on mute.
Okay. There. Yeah, I was actually going to say, when does the orientation typically start?
So typically we start the beginning of June and we run until the end of July. And then historically, recently, we've been doing makeup sessions in August. Those aren't required. We just ask anyone who's able and willing to work those, and obviously you'll get compensated for that time working. But the mandatory main sessions of orientation will run from June to July.
Okay,
Yeah, beginning
gotcha.
of June to July. Yep.
Mhm.
And then, so some additional benefits to being an orientation leader is you just make some amazing coworkers and friends. We always kind of have an inside joke within orientation that these people that you work with are going to be the people at your wedding, like the people that you invite to your wedding. So I've made some really good friends during orientation throughout this. Me and Vivi have grown a lot in our friendship and just being able to have another close friend. It's also a great resume builder. So orientation is a very competitive job, but you do learn a lot and does require a lot. Um, so employers actually will see that you've done a lot for the school and you've represented the school, and it also opens up a lot of different opportunities within campus as well, because the experiences that you have here with orientation are the skills that you gain here are very transferable to other positions, and you can also work up to different positions within orientation as well. So after about a year of being an orientation leader, you could apply for senior staff, which is kind of like a returning role, office staff, or even the position me and Vivi are in currently now, which is student coordinators. So it's a great resume builder. It's also a great opportunity to build scholarship opportunities because you'll be able to build that network that you have. So you have that experience to put on that scholarship opportunity that you were involved with the school, and you were able to further build your network to get those good letters of rec. And also just personal development. Vivi mentioned before being able to public speak, and now I'm able to whip up a professional email in a matter of minutes. And it's also just a once in a lifetime opportunity, or for me, technically a fourth in a lifetime opportunity. It's my 4th year here, but it's just a great opportunity for many students to meet them all over, and it's experience that I still remember to this day. So it's a great opportunity.
All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the three unit course that we're going to take in the spring. So Right now, it's gonna be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3:30 to 4:45. It may or may not change, but most likely it's gonna stick to the same time. And then how I mentioned earlier, this is where the majority of the skills that you're gonna be learning to become a peer advisor is gonna be happening. So how I mentioned, you get to do something called buddies and families. So that's where a lot of that team building is gonna come along. And then maybe within that, we're gonna be giving you like little scenarios. So like maybe a scenario would be, oh, a parent is gonna be in summer orientation and they may ask you about, you know, how the safety issues or whatever um, about orientation. So just that's a little bit of what the course consists of, and then we do have like homework and exams, kind of like a regular class, but it's not as stressful as your typical class on campus. And then how I mentioned earlier, we also do have 3 workshops, and one of them is team building, communication, and diversity and inclusion. The diversity and inclusion one is most likely going to be happening during our training in the summer. Do you have any questions? Any other questions, Alex?
As for right now, no,
Okay,
not yet.
perfect.
Thanks.
So just an overview of what we do. Summer orientation is a program for new students and their guests. We're more, as I mentioned before, we're more than a campus tour. We're more than just walking backwards. We actually don't train you on walking backwards. I've ran into multiple poles when I was walking backwards during a tour. So, but it's a summer job that has 3-day weekends and you have August off if you choose to have it. But if you would like to come back for some of the makeup days, it's a great opportunity for you to make some extra money on the side. But if you can't, we understand. It's just an opportunity for us to support students as well. But it is kind of a demanding job, but it offers a lot of rewards. You make, as I mentioned before, lifelong friends, you build a resume, you build a community within, and it's a great way to get involved. Through this, through being an orientation leader, I've actually been involved in several different programs within the university that's helped assist for first year students. And now I am one of the student coordinators for this program. So it's just a great opportunity for you to build your way up and build your connections throughout the university. And it's not only a way to get connected with fellow peers, but also connected with students and guests, but also faculty and staff. There's multiple faculty throughout the CSU, throughout CSU Chico that recognize me from orientation, or they know me by name, and I know I'm able to, get that letter of rec, or just be able to fully communicate something with those professors or those faculty. And it's a great way to make job connections and job contacts. Sometimes we'll have guest speakers come in during class and they'll actually be like, oh, hey, if you're looking for a job during the fall or spring semester, we're hiring, just let us know, we work for summer type of thing. So it's a great opportunity for you to get open to other job opportunities as well. And it improves people and communication skills as well.
So next slide is just this is just like maybe your interest. So do you love Chico State and want to share your experience? We're going to be doing that a lot in the summer. I personally have a big love and appreciation for Chico State. And one of the reasons why I wanted to be a peer advisor is because I wanted to give back and I wanted to share the resources and experience that I have gone through as a student. So I'm a first generation student. And it was my experience is going to be a lot different from other students, but I also get to represent students who have similar backgrounds as me. Like being successful on campus. And I feel like that's really important. And I can also serve as an advocate for other students. And then also you gain 3 units towards graduation if once you take the University 389 course. And then you're going to meet a lot of incoming students and their guests. A lot of those students may become your friends or your coworkers. I know Eddie's student is now one of the senior staff members. So that works with us now. So it's really nice to see how students that you help advise really grow and become professionals. And also you create a community here at Chico State. You get a lot of involvement, not only with orientation, but other clubs, because you're going to be communicating with other professors, other organizations, and a lot of professors and staff really appreciate what orientation does. So, if people know you're from orientation, you're really going to be important in their eyes. And then again, lifelong friendships. This is going to be my 3rd summer. So I've gone through 2 summers already, and I can say that I'm really comfortable and I really am friends with everyone that I work with. Like they're not just my coworkers, they actually feel like my really close friends.
And so we're just looking for students that are motivated, dedicated, responsible, hardworking, professional, people who are able to communicate clearly. And we know that sometimes some of seeing all these traits on the screen is daunting. But some of the things like, you know, clear communication, professionalism, those are type of things that we can teach within the class. But primarily what we're looking for and things that we can't even teach and things that we love to have on our staff are people who are motivated and dedicated and responsible and hardworking, because those are typically the orientation leaders that care the most and help the students the most as well. And those are just simple traits that we can't teach. And so we love to have any type of student on our staff because we can teach things like how to GE advise and how to be professional, how to communicate clearly, but it's really hard to find people, or not really hard, but it's really hard to teach people how to get motivated. So if we can find students that are motivated and team oriented and good listeners and open minded and are inclusive and patient, then we can teach all the other things on the side. So if you're any of these type of traits, feel free to apply. We'd love to have you. And if you think you're not going to get the job, it's still worth a shot. Um, so do you have any questions for us?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, actually, I'm a transfer student
Mhm.
from I transferred from Butte College last year,
Okay.
and I had the opportunity to be an international orientation leader at Butte.
Mhm.
So I was just wondering if in this orientation, is there international students as well, or is it towards more kind of locally or um, U.S. students?
So it's more geared towards students that come from California, out of state, transfer students.
Mhm.
We are looking into possibly taking over international relation, or not international, international exchange students, but we just aren't sure yet. That's a whole different process that we're going through. So if it's not something we do this year, it's something we're hoping to do on later on, but it's something that we are working for. It's something that we would love to do as well.
All right.
And then do you have any other questions for us?
Um, I think for now, no.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording right now, but I'm just gonna say a little thing to the camera for the people that are watching this recording. Applications are due October 26th at 5 p.m. You can turn them in online through our website. Just Google Chico State Orientation and go to the join our team tab, or you can print out a paper application, turn it into our office, and go ahead and sign up for a group interview time. So if you have any questions, feel free to email us at summero@csuchico.edu or give us a call at 530-898-5714. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. Okay, let me just stop this recording. Oh,